Why?
I think I'm going to say it had such a good run last week to go past $90 that it was probably inevitable that we were going to take a breather. People often, as you said, worry about geopolitical risk going into the weekend. Tensions with Iran was obviously one of those risks. As you say, that hasn't happened yet, so it seems like a good day that the market takes stocks of where it is after what's been a very strong run.
So I shouldn't see the numbers on the screen right now as a trend change?
I don't think that anyone's feeling like that. I think that the broader picture remains fairly bullish in that we've got this combination of constrained supply in a number of respects, i.e. that OPEC is sticking to its cuts. We have less supply from other places, like Mexico, for example, and that's meeting a demand side of the equation which remains pretty strong in most places around the world. The economy in the US especially is doing quite well, and we're about to hit peak demand season when Americans take to the road and gasoline demand peaks.
OK, so let's talk about that element of this. Oil gets to 100, say. What does that mean for products? What does that mean for US consumers in terms of what they're going to see at the gas station? Is this going to become when does this start to become a political problem that gas prices are so high in the States that Biden, etc., have to respond?
I mean, I think that may be quite close. One sign of tightness in the global oil market is that refining margins, the profit that people make from turning crude oil that we can't use into products like gasoline and diesel that we can, remains fairly strong. So that feeds through to relatively high prices at the pump. In the US, people tend to see the $4 mark as the point at which people go, oh, I don't like what I'm paying for gasoline. We're not quite there yet, but that may happen in the weeks ahead. And clearly that will be a political headache for the Biden administration as the president seeks re-election. And although gasoline prices don't feed into the measures that central bankers use to take rates, clearly that also has the risk of feeding through the wider economy and complicating the inflation picture as well.
Will OPEC, if we're getting towards 100, does OPEC respond?
I mean, this is going to be the key question for the market going in the second half of the year. Clearly, they said that they're going to keep their current cuts in place until the midway point of the year. I think that we don't know, but it's reasonable to assume that Saudi in particular would perhaps like to put more oil into the market. They're only producing 9 million barrels a day. That's historically very low and probably not where they want to be. And given the strength of the market, I think that it may be that they'll want to gently put some of that oil back into the market, but we don't know yet. We'll have to see in the weeks ahead.